Oh, an egg. Thanks. Hey, just... Yeah. I know. You like, hate humanity and all that. Sheesh. Get a new shtick. Alright, 8 events remaining, 4 collectibles remaining, and a boss event is still remaining. So we gotta find this boss event. That's my goal. Because the boss events, generally speaking, seem important. And I think these reset on like a yearly basis, so if we want to do this, we gotta do this, like now. So we'll be ignoring the events that are not explicitly in our way, because we are trying to get to the boss event in as efficient a manner as is plausible. Oh, that is not the way to go. This is the way to go. Okay, no, and then we go this way. We go down. And this was the last thing we cleared last time, right? Okay, that's clear out of the way. We don't need to do that. That's... Oh, that's a thing to grab. Yay! Yellow flower. Huzzah. Okay, that's a yellow flower. Thanks. Okay, this one actually seems to be en route, so... let's take a look. You come across a particularly flat area, a large field of obsidian. Well, obsidian is the only word you have for it, but you've never seen obsidian this bright. It's like a rainbow's trapped underneath its glossy black surface, like the entire ground here is polished black opal. The field glints under the sun at certain angles, momentarily blinding you. It looks slippery and shiny. Skate on through it? Maybe we'll just carefully walk around the edge. Well, skating sounds pretty fun. We're gonna skate. It's gonna be great. I ain't afraid of no challenges. We can get like a 2, 1, 3. Right. What if we just did like 8s? Like a pair of 8s? Then also this, so we get the flush? Yeah. Okay. We can do something with this. Get a 4, 2. Get like this here. Now we got like a 6 and an 8. And it's like... this is a 9 apparently now. I'm trying to think if there's a better way to go about this. I'm not getting one right now, but like... I don't think it really matters. We'll just do this. Alright, gotta get 29. That shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, so this is a 7. This becomes 8. We don't have any 6s, unfortunately. We can do this, and this, and this. And then we win. Yeah, I could have done better. Oh well, we made it. You take off your shoes and glide around in your sock feet. You take a tumble and get a little bruised. But you have a blast! Woo! We should do some science while we're here. You find a patch that is a little different and take some readings. You confirm the material is not natural. It must have been created by the convergent domain, because it's the same stuff they made the thumpers out of. Silica mixed with some trace organic elements. By looking at striations in the cliffs nearby, you determine that this entire region used to be covered in a thick sheet of this dark glass rock. In most places there is now a layer of soil over it, but if you dig down far enough, you'll probably find this layer everywhere. Like, the whole place has been glassed. That's interesting. No wonder there are so few plants here. The convergent domain must have paved this area to discourage plant life from growing. All except for the crystals, which seem to sprout happily from the obsidian pavement. Is this like some sort of specialized farm, then? Interesting. And so the plot thickens. Ooh, another thing. What are these glowy devices for? I see anything else around here? No? Alright, let's move on to the next sort of island-y place. Yeah, let's cross! Every so often you see absolutely massive creatures here, like giant snake dragons with thousands of legs and shimmering scales. They're so large that if one crosses your path, you're in for a wait. Which is exactly what you're doing. The gargantuan dragon. Also, just side note, there's dragons here apparently, and we're just casually mentioning them, like you would, like, oh yeah, I saw a deer this morning. Oh yeah, well guess what? I saw a dragon. Yeah, no big deal. Anyways, the gargantuan dragon has been slowly lumbering over this ridge for at least half an hour, its body disappearing into the heat haze of the chasms on both sides. Its feet slowly undulate across the cracked soil, making slushing noises and scattering boulders in its wake. We can wait patiently. We'll climb up on its back. Let's go! The creature is moving more than slowly enough for you to climb up using its large, soft spikes as handholds. It's going to take hours to get anywhere interesting, but from up on its back you can see further. Also, there are other creatures up here. You've climbed up right next to a cluster of Dorbs moths, heads tucked under their wings like they're sleeping. In the other direction, there's even a bush bub. Or rather, it looks like a pile of rocks and some twigs. I'm curious as to where it's going. Centimeter by centimeter, the Goliath makes its way into the chasm. You feel the air grow thicker and less hospitable until the sheer density of the heat and the drought make you feel genuinely concerned for your safety. You climb up the creature's back segment by segment until you're back on top of the ridge, then drop down on the other side. Whew, scary. I got a new perk. Level 2 pets? Upgrade pet cards via relaxing in the park? Huh. You hear that, little buddy? We can get you upgraded. Sounds like a... Okay. What have we here? Expeditions has been collecting energy readings from this area, tracing the invisible ley lines of power, like the one from the thumper that brought you here in the first place. They've pointed you to this cave, a nexus of power, at the convergence of many lines. You can feel the energy is different here, like a barely perceivable hum that prickles up the back of your neck, like something is watching you. It's likely that this is some sort of important place for the convergent domain, Utopia says, leaning on her glider. I've sent teams through, but it gets mighty tight in there. I'm hoping you and Jess might have better luck wiggling in there, she continues. Might be the caves inside open up again, and if they do, take plenty of readings and report back to me. Jess is vibrating beside you on nearly the same frequency as the weird power fluctuations. This is the real deal, he whispers, mostly to himself. Utopia nods and leaves you to it. What's the plan? And we should surely prep our equipment first, right? This time you get headlamps, and a little recording drone with a floodlight attachment, a tiny buzzing flying thing that circles around your heads and sometimes illuminates what you want to look at. It's intelligence, which just means it won't do what you want. This bats at it in annoyance. Utopia has also left you an anti-grav belt with a warning to practice extreme caution while splunking down there. They make you lighter so you can climb more easily and won't hurt yourself as much if you fall. Let's go! The narrow entrance leads to a bigger room that animals have clearly used as a den. It's enormous, with glowing mushrooms on the walls and piles of bones in some of the crevices. In some places, the walls are made of iridescent convergent domain obsidian, like this was once a great hall millennia ago. You can feel a cool breeze coming from somewhere, but it'll be tricky to find in the dark. Let's go deeper. We have to go deeper. Okay, well that's locked. That's annoying. Okay, let's see. I guess we might as well get a 2, 3, 4. That could be useful. We should do, well, it's useful now as a wild, so. Okay. Okay, we can do a 1, 2, 3, 6. A 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not going to fly. Why is this one locked? I hate this one. Okay, and we might as well get a pair of 4s. That's a 6. I don't even know what to do here. Like, okay, don't do the 3 because we can use that with gems later. We can use like a 5 here. Like, we can just like put out a bunch of high-ish cards, I guess. This lock chart is awful, though. Absolutely abysmal. And maybe we can make it more useful? Like, okay, here's an idea. What if we turn this into like a 3 that's yellow, right? And then we can do like 2, 3, 4, 5? That's not terrible. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's something, at least. Oh, it's also 2 of a kind. Sweet. Okay. 88s. That shouldn't be difficult to get, in theory. Especially with a pair of 8s floating around. And then we could do, like, put a 6 here, right? And then we get +2 to the last card, turns it into an 8, and we swap it like, no, like this. And now we get extra, like, stuff, and we win. You find the source of the breeze by tossing some fine sand into the air and watching which way the dust blows. It's a very tight crack. Good thing you and Jis are so small. You squeeze through and have to shimmy along on your bellies for about 10 meters, pushing your gear ahead of you. It's uncomfortable, but Jis's excitement draws you on. Past the crack, there are fewer signs of animals. The walls are smooth, grown obsidian, which has a kind of melted rainbow oil slick look. There are deeply carved glyphs on the walls at various intersections, like room designations or street names, you wonder? And other kinds of basins, alcoves, grown into the rock, full of odd protrusions, all ancient and worn and inexplicable now. It feels homey. You come to realize the convergent domain must have lived underground. That's why there are so few ruins on the surface. As you follow the cave complex down, it's clear this used to be a well-traveled path. The corridors branching off to other places are now blocked off as if a big earthquake had rattled the whole area. Only this one main path is still clear. It's too convenient to be a coincidence. The floor of the cave slopes downward, like a slide, and it's quite slippery. I'll pay attention to my footing as opposed to slipping. That seems like a good idea. You follow the cave system down, 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 all the way to what must be the bottom of the cliffs. You have to climb down a 3-story wall in the last section, and are grateful to your anti-grav belt for making it easier. You're still tired, though. You can see a dim light below. Daylight? You emerge into a hidden valley, totally surrounded by tall cliffs. Do you just come down all that way? You're surrounded by the ruins of convergent domain buildings, in much better condition than the windswept ones on the surface. It's perfectly still here, and as quiet as space itself. What was this? Dis whispers reverentially. Some sort of converger facility? And it feels so familiar. You remember this place from your dreams, and feel a throbbing sense of importance that is a bit unnerving. Something momentous happened to you here, or will happen to you someday. You poke around a little, then call Utopia and give her your coordinates. She swings down on her glider with extra ones for you and Jis tethered behind it. You're happy you won't have to climb all the way back up. She whistles. Great find, kids. This place didn't show up on any of our aerial scans. Took me a while to find a route in. You look bushed, she says. I'll stick around to get some readings, but you head on back to the depot and get some rest. Don't worry, we aren't gonna push on without you. I guess we're gonna keep exploring. Might as well take a look at some of this other stuff that we skipped over. Could be useful. Like, hello, what are you? Utopia sent you in just to study one of the large crystal outcroppings. Up close, you can't help but get the sense that they're alive somehow. They're angular and hard to the touch, but they have a sort of sponginess and warmth to them that's a little disconcerting. They emit a humming noise. Dis pokes one with his finger. Weird. Almost looks like they're breathing. Let's study them. I'm very curious as to what they are. Oh, that is a wonderful card to be locked. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we can, like... Let's do a pair of 8s, and then let's just make it 3 of a kind. Because why the heck not? Okay, from here, well, we can do 4, and then we can do like a 6, and then we can like put like a 3 over here and get like a full flush going. Sounds fun. Okay, and then we can get like this. And this isn't gonna have the highest value. And then might as well just throw in like a trio of 5s there. Sounds fun. Let's win. I could have gotten to 42. You notice that they hum the loudest at midday under full sun. The few crystals that have grown under shaded outcroppings are less vibrant than the others. They kind of look like convergent domain tech, don't they? This says, like the organic obsidian or the crystals embedded in the runes. Let's try blocking its sun to see what happens. On a hunch, you cover one up with some ferns. After an hour, it stops vibrating. Something deep inside it has gone dormant. The crystal turns clear, like the ones that were shadowed naturally. When you remove the fronds, its color returns. So it's like photosynthesis, this exclaims. But it's not a plant, right? Let's try uprooting one, see what's down there. They do indeed have roots, and they're really tough. You dig around the base and one and expose them so you can see. They're made of the same glass, but rough and frosted, and warm. Much warmer than the surrounding soil. The roots go down deeper than you can dig. You won't be able to remove one without breaking it. Well, speaking of... You wiggle one of the crystals like a loose tooth. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Boom! You're thrown by the explosion. When the dust settles and you brush off the shards of warm crystal, you realize that some of the nearby crystals have also exploded. Are they connected underground? That's not unprecedented. There's like a full forest in like Germany or something, or Austria is like that, I think. Yes. Yes, I know a mycorrhizal network when I see one. Just exclaims. They're alive like fungus, but also kind of artificial like convergent domains buildings. I bet they were used to harvest energy from sunlight, like living solar panels. I wonder if they've been growing wild this whole time, or if they still power something. He stops. Wait, are you okay, Solana? You dust yourself off and scribble excitedly in your survey notes. This is an important scientific discovery. You're too worn out and tired to continue. You have to go home now. Fair enough, fair enough. It was an eventful expedition. Late dust. Alrighty. You want a hug? Rax is chatting with one of the young soldiers from the Helio, smiling wolfishly down at her with his hand braced above her head as she giggles. When he sees you coming, her smile drops and she beats a hasty retreat, avoiding your gaze. Rex turns his confused expression, melting away to delight when he sees you. Oh, hey, Solana! He says, he exclaims. So the Helios are weird about being seen with me. He continues, unbothered. She'll be back. Have a hug, man. Rex folds you into his arms, bending his whole body to you. He smells warm and a little spicy, like clean sweat in sunshine. Yeah, I know I could use some time off. Can't a girl get some hugs in? Is that too much to ask in this cruel world? Okay. I guess I could visit the spa. I feel like our cards have been pretty alright though, so maybe we'll save it to buy something else, maybe. You hang out with Rex in the lounge, playing board games. He's in the middle of teaching you some sort of complicated card game when Nami arrives, and Rex nearly knocks over the whole table trying to pounce on them. The game can't be played with 3 players. Rex gives you an apologetic look and says you'll just have to learn how to play later. Oh. I was looking forward to that. Yeah, a random 3? Get out of here. I know I said I was going to the spa, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna turn down the opportunity to get rid of a bad card. Oh, let's actually investigate the possibility of upgrading my pets. Wouldn't that be fun? Maybe I could actually start, using it. That's in hydroponics, right? Or geoponics? You've always been curious about your dad's old work in geoponics. It doesn't get much use since he died, but you're getting more confident with your biology studies. A bit. Maybe congruence can help you use this fancy workstation to analyze some of the samples you found. You decided to give it a try someday soon. If you have time, your dad always thought the local vitamin flora and fungi would be worth studying. And you can't help but think that if someone had studied the shimmer spore sooner, maybe he wouldn't have died. Okay. We can research xenobotany. 2 biology, 2 organization, 1 friendship with Cal. Okay. Not a bad idea. But where was the thing where we could help my pets? I thought that was in geoponics, but I guess I was wrong. Maybe it's over here, like with the fields and stuff. Like the sports ball fields. That would make some amount of sense. Racks on walls, defense training, apply for lookouts. Okay. None of that is that. We'll keep looking, and surely it's not here. Hello. No, it's not. How you doing, Tangents? Holding up alright? I think we've already read that. Cool. Maybe it's here? I don't think so. It's possible. Spa, kitchens, photo finder. Nope. Okay. Maybe it's in expeditions? I thought there was a thing. I care. What is this? Animals. Upgrade pet cards via relax. Oh, via relaxing in the... Well, had I known that, maybe I would have relaxed in the park instead of at the lounge. I'm sorry, little buddy. But it's like... Yeah. I could apply to work in construction. But I won't. Let's look at the notice board, actually. I'm curious as to, like, who the, who's even off the thing? So we got Governor Lum, Chief Administrator Security Chief Retz, Chief Engineer Instance, Chief Cultivator, Recalcitrance, Chief Steward is Incidents, and Chief Surveyor is Utopia. Okay. Cool. Shall we assist the Governor? Yes, we shall. Being Lum's assistant isn't the glamorous life of political intrigue you were hoping for. He's more of a soldier than a politician, and even then you hear he's not much of a soldier either. If he notices that people mock him, he doesn't seem to care. It also makes him more boastful. Like he thinks the sole duty of a governor is to soak up as much attention and power and wield it whenever and however he likes. Whenever he is questioned on something, he unleashes such a torrent of bravado and barely veiled threats that it's impossible to make your own point. And then he just pushes through what he wanted to do anyway. It's infuriating. Given that the colony's governance was based around the idea of communication and empathy, no one seems to know how to contain him. As for the Helios, they seem to have their own ways to get around him. They're grateful he's gotten into politics, because that means your older and more experienced security chief Rhett makes all but the largest military decisions. In fact, you think some of them enjoy that he's such a moron, because they hope the colony fails. They think he's entertaining. Mars is responsible for producing his social media content. We have social media? Okay, cool. Which, I guess, yeah, we got the whole holopump thing. I didn't realize it was like a thing. Like, don't we just talk, like, we're in such a small geographic area, can't we just talk to each other face to face? Anyway, so he considers the social media stuff to be an important part of his brand. They mostly consist of powerful sounding, but ultimately empty speeches about how great the colony is doing and how proud everyone should be of their really, really, truly great work. Just fantastic, really. Usually while carrying a log of mushwood so he looks super strong. You and Mars are huddled in command, trying to avoid his attention, while Mars scrolls through Lum's selfie roll, trying to pick the best one for social media. As a political strategy, it's not unheard of, she mutters. Plenty of Earth dictators used it. I just can't tell if it's his official strategy or if he really is this vain. You hear footsteps approaching, and Mars groans. Lum claps his hand on her shoulder and smiles broadly. There you are! I was thinking in the next video, I think the colony is ready to see some of the footage from the counterattack I led against the enemy aliens. Oh stars, you remember this. Lum plays the footage of the time he charged into battle and nearly got everyone killed with explosives. You cringe as you remember it. As you remember, it wasn't your finest moment either. You can't believe this is the footage he once doled up as proof of his bravery and vision. I mean, to be fair, we did win that battle. This is great footage, Mars simpers. Just really great. It's actually perfect for Solana to practice working on her video editing skills. You shoot Mars a stinky look, but she just smiles. Lum agrees. With such great material, he practically did your job for you. How are you going to spin this into a propaganda piece? Oh. Okay, so making him look good is a hard challenge. Making him look bad is an easy challenge. Or I can convince him to try something else. I got the persuasion skills. Lum, my man, everyone already saw this. We already know this. You need to let people into the more intimate, personal elements of your life. Let them know Lum the person, not Lum the, bravado-stricken soldier. You managed to convince Lum that the colony is still too traumatized from the attack, that they won't have positive associations with Lum being involved, even if he does look like a hero. Lum begrudgingly agrees. Also, where is the colony defense stat? Out of curiosity. That seems important. Like, where can I find this? Like, I can see the rebellion is at 0. Stress, but like, where's colony? Colony, anything? No? Okay. Well, let's get to work. Oh no! This one's locked. Whatever will I do? I'll do this. That didn't quite work. Okay, change of plans. I do something else. Yeah, I'd push through.